What is up, everyone? This will be my Hecarim jungle video, and we're going to go over everything you need to know on how to play Hecarim jungle. For starters, we're going to be playing in Diamond 1 MMR. Hecarim jungle, I think it's really strong. I think there's a lot of different builds you can actually go on him. You can either go into like a glass cannon build with Hubris Rush into, a lot of damage items like Eclipse, Cleaver, stuff like that. Or you can go into more of, like a Bruiser build, which is Eclipse into, Cleaver, Spear Sojin, or Dead Man's Plate. So this game, it's pretty much up to me to decide which one. Their enemy team is pretty squishy, so we could go either one. Hubris really depends on how well we're doing early game. Like if we're getting a lot of, for example, kills early game, then Hubris could be a really good buy. So we're just going to have to see from there. And also Hubris is just better against really squishy comps. We're going to do our clear is going to solo Raptors. You always want to play for full clear when playing Hecarim jungle. Even though it's warded for me, it really doesn't matter. You always just play heavily around full clear. You start Q first, you're going to max your Q first as well. Most important ability on Hecarim is just Q. And the Q stack mechanic is also very important to remember. So Hecarim can stack his Q 3 times, as you can see. You want to make sure that's always stacked up as you're moving between camps. You can see here, I'm able to keep my stacks going. Very important, because that's all about how you would maximize your clear. And the entire champion revolves around having stacks. Here we don't want to smite because the single target camps are a bit more difficult for us to clear, so we want to kind of like smite for that, which will be this red. So here I'm against Rengar, so I want to be a little cautious about Rengar. In early game, he can definitely mess me up, but with Phase Rush, I have a pretty good chance of getting away from him if he cheeses me or anything. Also important, Conquer is also a good page. It really depends on what you really want to run. Against more tanky comps, Conquer has benefits. So here you always want to drag it out, and this is the benefit of Smite. You can just Smite like that as you pull in. And I like to do 2 points into Q because you're playing for the full clear. You might drop 1 stack here, which is fine. Just don't drop 2. And your Q just stacks up pretty fast right after. Like I said, we're going to be pathing for our full clear. So we always want to see which direction our jungle camp is going to end up. Here we have our cheese. So here we want to go. So we're actually quite strong, surprisingly. We don't want to get Q'd first, but if we just wait a bit, we can actually kill him here. So here we can auto Q. But I don't know about this Yasuo coming. And that was close, but that's a benefit of having your Q stacks up completely. I don't know if it's worth it here, but I would love to get this Grom. And you're always going to be able to regen mana and all that stuff as you're farming. May I have my jungle, please? Literally the entire enemy team is invading me. Like, what? But you can see you can heal a lot. Your W, really important ability. I'm gonna try to kite around here and maybe get the Thresh. Now we're gonna get our E. Oh, if we were able to kill the blue, it would heal us. But honestly, that's a pretty good play for us. Up here is Thresh. Honestly, I'm gonna go Dirk with a single boots. I think it's gonna be a spicy game that I'm gonna just destroy them with a shit ton of AD. Especially Rengar feeling to choose early game. I don't think he's going to recover that well. I think I'm going to dominate, so I'm just going to go as much damage as possible. So I can really punish this Diamond 1 cheeser. There I could have done better by just, hitting the blue might have saved my life. And Rengar goes topside, instant. Very good for us. Happy to see that. Here, because, my E is up and I'm going to my next camp, it's fine to just use your E to get to the next camp here. Speeds up your clear bid. Really about that farm. As you can see, I'm really emphasized on, just heavily farming. Even though I have, like, a Dirk buy or anything, I'm not really doing anything crazy. I'm just going back to what I'm doing before. Maybe I can cheese this guy in the mid lane. Thresh supporting him may be a problem, so we'll see. Hopefully I can get something here. I'm going to try to juke abilities. Lantern's a bit of a problem. I should have went on Thresh there, actually. And just kind of stuck with him there. So here I'm going to do my camps here. Thresh is on a reset. Rengar could potentially be on the Raptors. I am level 5, so I do kind of enjoy, like, I'm kind of interested in maybe, like, checking his Raptor camps here. Seeing what's going on. Maybe go for a steal here. Just a quick steal, Can't really do much after that. If he jumped on me with the Yuumi, the problem is enemy team's on resets, right? We have to respect that. So I don't think they have vision here. So what I'm going to do is wait a bit to see if Rengar is going to be on his Krugs. I actually have Thresh here. Honestly, that's not a bad fight. Q stacked up, ready to go. Yumi should be able to get that. She autos once. Tanked one too many tower shots, so I'm not super upset about that. I mean, I do like the spiciness. It gives me a good reset. I can just go straight to Void Grubs here. Yo, Wei can just finish it off. Really good play over me. I mean, it's just... Some games can become spicy. You just have to really think about what you're getting. I got the Raptors. I got a kill. I'm extremely happy. How is Yumi not inside? Okay. Here I'm going to do the grubbies. Grubbies are always really good. And you always want to stack them up and just be in the area. Rengar topside is most likely up, so we can decide if we want to play around that. Olaf is obviously doing really well. I'm happy about that. And we always get the objective around whoever's strong. Sometimes if, you know, the enemy support comes to Void Grubs with the jungler and I don't have my support with me, it can be really bad, but in those situations, you can just go for the dragon opposite side plays. But this game, I'm in, you know, full tempo control. So tempo is like, you know, Rengar has a lot of jungle. He has to farm. He has a lot of things on his plate. So he's really delayed on whatever he has to do. I already cleared objectives. Part of my job as a jungler. I just have a lot of free time right now. So what we do in free time is always heavily farm. Well, there's nothing left to farm. E to the next camp because it's going to time perfectly. And your W, you usually want to use it when you're just jumping onto them. Like right as you jump on them. It's generally when you want to use it. Gives you a bit of armor, MR. It lets you heal a lot of damage. So if you're doing a lot of damage, it's going to heal you quite a lot. Rengar's in the river here. I'll probably end up ghosting on him. As long as Yasuo's not here. Usually I eat early. It's my dad. And this gives you... What's it called? I'm going to ulti here. Should be a one-shot. And just go on him as well. We have red buff autos. I just don't want him ulting under tower. I'm going to wait for, like, you know, more people. Get that hit off. Grab a couple autos on... There's a janitor here. 2k, but I'm not going to have a 2k buy here. My team is bouncy castle him. I don't think I'm going to have a 2k buy here. Mid situation. He's going to get a lot of plates. So what I'm going to do is actually cross here. And just not really play for the kill, but play to kind of defend. I want to get on fast though, so he can get away from tower. And this would help me a lot with getting to 2k, so I can get that instant hubris buy. That's really big for me. And since I'm already here, I'm just going to start farming all my jungle. And yeah, you want to play really aggressive on Hecarim when your jungle is cleared, right? I feel like people will end up playing super passive on Hecarim, which is bad. A good rule is if you're full clear, after you're full clear, if you have your ulti up, you should look for a play. Your ulti is a really powerful ability for ganks, for any fight, for even you getting out of any situations. That's sort of the rule I have for generally full clear junglers is if I have my abilities, like my ulti or my ghost up after my full clear, I do want to look for something. Here, he's probably on dragon, but I have no ulti, so I'm just going to ward in, check. I could just try to fight here. It's Q stacks, remember, we're very strong. I mixed up my smite. Oh, I missmited. How did I smite on Rengar there? It's disappointing to say the least. But overall, we're still in a good spot. Usually in this build, when you go hubris, you want to go into like Eclipse right after, which is really nice. Really heavily damaged, and then you go into like your typical build like Cleaver, Spear Sojin, DD Maw, Sterix as well. Sterix is a really good HP item. You can definitely fit it in. But generally when you go this build, it's better. Sterix is better when you go into like that more HP build, which is Eclipse into Cleaver. In this situation, I mean, that was the general idea of not having all our like ulti up is really, really sad. The ulti is incredibly broken. And also, I didn't really have my Q stacks up. If you have Q stacks, that's why I was sort of stacking my Q beforehand. And then go for that. This guy could easily go on him. I don't want to R. So I prefer if he just... No, we have to R here. So here I ulti right because he's already kind of committed to the flash. When he commits to the flash, your ulti is extremely good because I can just fear him and then I can push him towards my team with my E. Think about your ulti is, you know, if your E is going while you ulti, it's going to stay till you land. So if I have this running at them, I can ulti, fear them in the position, line them up perfectly, and then push them towards, you know, my enemy or whoever. But if they had flash, I wouldn't just ulti someone like that if they had flash because it's really not that hard for them to just flash. And then they're pretty much safe. It's awkward because, you know, I kind of want to steal jungle. This guy's very brave to fight me. 2 levels up. Now his team are, you know, his teammates are coming. A Thresh, even just a Thresh there might be a problem. Though, now his Thresh is preoccupied, so I can just kill this guy. Don't think this guy actually has ulti. Just need a run here. His ulti might come up, but look, it's looking like he doesn't have ulti though. Thank you, Malphite. I'm in the clear right now. So here I'm gonna base and go bot side and farm. And yeah, if my ulti's up, I can easily look for plates. It's really easy to set it up. I really don't want to fight. Please don't stop my base. I'm good to go. Here I want to go into like, you know, cleaver buy. Or eclipse buy. And I have 2 camps here. I have red buff here. It's better to go for the 2 camps because I can clear these 2 camps and then my top side will all be spawned together. This is generally how you keep a really good path. You always want to line your path up so it all kind of goes in a good flow. Unless I felt like the Rengar could easily be here stealing my red buff, I really wouldn't go there right away. You always sort of want your clear to end on the side that, you know, you're going to end up doing something. Here we have Herald spawning in 50. So if I path up here, I'm going to be pathing to where the Herald is going to spawn. So this is the objective we're going to be playing for. And this is, you would say, is a really good path. And during the downtime, you're just kind of chilling. Olaf obviously doing really well. Just let him do his thing. You don't really think about this jungle meta. It's really just all about just non-stop farming. You just have to keep farming. Wait for, like, just be really patient. Just wait for the guaranteed stuff. I can save her. And try to juke as much as possible. Damn, Rengar flashed. Needed the cat to jump on top of me, but it is what it is. Like, we do have hubris, so we're obviously getting a lot of stacks. It's really good when you're ahead. Not gonna be able to do Herald. Now Dragon and Herald are spawning. We already know my top side's gonna spawn way later. So what's good for my pathing is to just go to my blue, because it is the only jungle camp up. Plus, since we started bot side earlier, this will be the side that's going to respawn. As well as having an objective like Dragon up for the taking here in this situation, it's really good for us. If we can just buy time and not do Dragon till my ulti's up, it's really good. Though because we have Olaf, Karma pushing top, we might actually have to wait for him. Could force like a TP in this situation, and then we can look to kind of be aggressive. Now we're sort of in an even territory, I would say. I don't mind if they run into us, even though I don't have ulti, just because we're so ahead. Rengar has no flash as well. He could go for a steal, I suppose. And now he has no flash. Damn. The ghost in. Oh my god, they blew up. I'm going Thresh first. I wonder if I could win this. I feel like I could. Yeah. I think the cool thing about the ulti and short ranges, you can just guarantee that fear a bit. You're going to get that extra 2 Qs off once your Q's stacked up. Like, it's really about that Q stack game. Like, heavily about that. Always remember, your Qs are stacked. Your damage comes from these sort of Qs with the weaving auto in between. You'll see me weaving a lot of autos between. It's just Q auto, Q auto, Q auto. Once you get the 3 stacks with this much ability haste, really good. And here is where you want to go into whatever you feel the need for. Cleavers are generally a really good one here. Build into this as well. There are the more bruiser, tankier Hecarim builds. In those situations, I'd go Eclipse, Cleaver, sometimes Deadman's. With, like, you know, a Spear Visage. Frozen Heart sometimes for armor. It really depends. Oh, Rengar, you little... You brave little Rengar. Oh my god, there's a Malphite. Damn, I was 1 Q from killing him. He's dead though. Ooh, I got my Vanquish. Very good. 25 extra AD from this item. This item's currently giving me 85 attack damage. Very cost efficient. It's very strong. In games, if you can sort of predict that's going to be a very spicy game. And the enemy team is like relatively squishy. I would say this team's quite squishy. These 3 are not going to be tanky for me. This guy obviously is very tanky, but this guy's irrelevant. Good thing is having a lot of AP in your team is you can kind of get away with building really heavy damage. For this situation, the pathing, I mean, you just have more camps bot side. Raptors will respawn, so you'll have a clear on this angle. So I probably just want to start my bot side here. I think the game is going to go into like a sort of... Even though Herald is up, it's not an objective I heavily focus on soloing. That's sort of like a... based on like the situation. Like, I don't want to join in on this like int if it turns into like an int situation. Or Olaf just 1v9s. But it usually, you know, you just don't want to make those bad plays there. You want to make sure you play for yourself first and foremost. You always play for yourself, and then after the farming is done, that's when your game is sort of... You're enabling your freedom, right? You have insane amounts of freedom. Herald here. And even though Olaf's doing really well right now, he could easily have, you know, kind of thrown in that situation, and that would have been a bad fight. So if I overplay with him, sometimes we can lead us into very dicey situations. So the safe bet is always to play the way I'm playing. These sort of objective play styles. Here I'm just kind of keeping my stacks going. I am going to fight here. Damn, I was hoping I can get this Yasuo there. Cool, lost that. Or is he? My man is a tanky monster. Jeez, look at this. Heroic barbarian. God damn it. But yes, when a game gets real spicy, you don't want to just make it infinitely spicy. You do want to make sure you get objectives. At least make sure you're stacking dragons, because it can easily go either way. Like, in this situation, we have Dragon 20. We do have a Raptor camp up. But realistically, what I do in this situation is check Dragon timer, go do blue in the meantime, and then most likely just start Dragon. What I want to do is just do Dragon as soon as possible if my team is playing really crazy like this. Just so I can get the objective out of the way so we don't mess up like a death timer where we all run it down in int and they get the Dragon, right? So that's what I want, and that's like how you should play these situations. Olaf's going to grab all their aggro. He's going to make them all go to him here. And I would just keep stacking dragons. So I hope you guys liked that video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next one. And yeah, good luck on the game. Good luck on the climb.